Parents, I need you to understand this. This is going to be like a public service announcement video, because you got to understand, I'm a coach and I'm a trainer as well. And I share the same frustration that you do when it comes to your players' performance, one, or mistakes, two. But here's the thing that we all have to remember, myself included, you guys included. They are humans. They will make mistakes. I make mistakes every single day. You probably make mistakes every single day. So I know for a fact when I make a mistake, I don't like to be berated. I don't think anybody likes being berated or criticized or whatever, because when I make a mistake, especially for myself, I know and I'm aware that I made a mistake. And I'm sure any player that has some idea and is, mentally there, like checked into the game, playing, fully focused and engaged in the game, knows when they made a mistake. They know that. They know that if they're trying to finish on goal and the ball, they whiff the ball and they miss it, they know they made a mistake. Everybody knows that. I know that as a coach, you know that as the parent, and the player knows that. And don't get me wrong, man, it's very frustrating. Even as a coach, when the player makes a mistake like that, and I'm going, in my mind, I'm like, man, why did he make that mistake? How can I correct that? And if he makes it over and over again, it can get very frustrating, and I will share that frustration with you. But here's the difference. I will not put that frustration out there to the player unless it's so repetitive and they're not learning from the mistake. Then yes, it can get frustrating. Okay, fine. But I'm talking about like hours of making the same mistake, because you got to remember, this is their process. Kids are going to make more mistakes than me because I'm an adult, or than you because you're an adult. They have to make mistakes and learn from that. I'm going to use this word just to emphasize the point. I'm going to swear. They have to fuck up. Point blank. They have to fuck up. And by fucking up, they can learn from the mistake. And then we help guide them through that problem. Hey, you messed up here. Let's fix that. Okay, but berating them and going after them because they made a mistake isn't going to solve the problem. Providing solutions from the coach will solve that problem. Or if it's some sort of parental need, yeah, fine. Okay, cool. But like, the only thing that I will ever rip on a player for immediately, like right off the jump, is effort. If you're not giving me 100% effort in training, in the game, and I'm not just talking about on offense or defense, I'm talking about in all four phases of play. It's really 5 because I count set pieces as well. So you have attacking, you have defending, you have transition to defending, and transition to attacking, and then I have set pieces as well. So really 5, for me at least. And if the player is not giving 100% effort in the game during all of those moments, then yes, I will absolutely rip them for that, because that for me is a non-negotiable and is unacceptable. Now here's the deal. Making mistakes again is a part of the process. I share that frustration with you as a coach and a trainer. When your player makes a mistake, especially in game or in training, and it leads to a goal as an example, that's frustrating for sure. But I understand the longer term process here. Like, mistakes are a part of the game, and they have to make those mistakes and learn from them. So my advice with this, based on what I know and the people that I've helped get to the next level, when a player makes a mistake, don't go ripping on them. Let's help them solve that problem and use the coach as the resource to actually solve that problem. Because if you're doing it as the parent, you're going to ruin the relationship at some point with your child, because I've seen this happen. Like, for example, you'll see kids, and I see it today, like even in my program, when the child makes a mistake, they look directly at dad as the example. They go, "Oh, dad, I made a mistake. Are you watching?" They're looking for your validation because you're constantly on them. You should give them the freedom to make mistakes. That's how they're going to learn. And you know that as well as I do. You learn the best through experience. I learn the best through experience. And when I make a mistake, I go, well, I probably shouldn't do that anymore. Even though you might have told me 10 times, hey, Kyle, don't do that. Hey, Kyle, don't do that. But, maybe I got to burn my hand on the stove to realize, hey, I probably shouldn't touch the stove when it's hot. So again, just to recap, I share that frustration with you. It sucks, but my job and the goal that I have is to help get more players to the next level. And the only way we can do that is by letting the players make mistakes, guiding them and educating them through that process. Otherwise, if I'm just sitting there pulling them and holding their hand all the way through it, they're never going to actually learn, one, but two, they're going to come to me or you for the rest of their lives looking for the answer. I don't know about you. I don't have kids yet, but if I did, or I should say when I do, I don't want my son coming to me when he's 18, 19, 20 years old or older and saying, Dad, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. Can you help me? Hey, no, bro, you're a freaking adult. You should know this already. I can help answer some stuff, but like, I'm not going to solve your problems. They're your problems. Yeah, I'm your dad. I had to help guide you to get to this point. But I'm just trying to emphasize like what the logic of what I'm trying to say here, because it just doesn't make sense to me to be answering all of my son's questions, or that's not the right thing to say. I'm sorry. To solve his problem. It's his problem. I can help you through it. Yeah, that's what I'm here to help guide you, support you. But like, I'm not going to solve your problem. I can help you get to the answer. But when you get to adult, bro, like, this is your problem. If you need help, okay, I can try and help you. But like, don't expect me to solve your problem. You need to solve your problem. It's your problem. So if we're going to create future leaders, they have to be able to solve their problem. That's how you're going to get successful people. Otherwise, you're going to have people that live in mediocrity and are average and can't solve problems. I don't want that for my son. So that's just my advice. I share your frustration. I understand the problem, but we need to work together to help your child solve the problem. And berating them, criticizing them from a parent perspective, from my experience, is probably the worst move you can make, because it will damage your relationship, one, but two, they're not going to want to come to you anymore. And it might even force the player to want to quit because you're always on top of them. Let your coach, who you trust, because that's why you signed up with them, to help them through that